Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Leaf News. I'm Cameron Andrews, here to interview today John Ossoff, aka Kenneth. What's your last name, Kenneth?
Quinones.
Quinones. So, hello, Kenneth. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
Okay. And you guys may have saw we had that debate with Kenneth that went wrong. We're not having Harvey here because we just want to do an interview right now. So we can do an interview with Kenneth instead, if that's okay with everybody else. So as usual, please ask your questions down in the chat below. And without further ado, let's get started. So Kenneth, like the last one, I'll ask, why do you switch to the Don Collins was asking actually in the last one. He said, why did you join the Republican? Wait, John. He said, sorry. He said, John, what makes you conservative?
Well, what makes me conservative is that I believe that about abortion, that human life begins at conception, and then I
Can you
believe.
start from the beginning? John, can you start from the beginning? You cut out again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. A conservative view I have is abortion. I believe that life begins at conception. Very pro-life person. Affirmative action is another one that I believe I am. Economy. I believe that in a free market system, a competitive capitalism, and a private enterprise creation for the greatness opportunity of a high living standard in America. I do believe in energy and oil, gas, coal, and other good sources. But I also lean on keeping our planet green uh, and safe. Gun control is another one. I do believe that everyone should have rights to have a gun, but at the same time, I do not believe a shotgun or a Tommy gun or any other guns or AK is necessary to have for protection. I believe a handgun would do its job. Healthcare. I do support a competitive and free market healthcare system for all Americans to have access to. Free or low cost government run programs for the better of the people. And I do believe a stronger homeland security in our airports and our streets. Forcing policemen to do their job on immigration. I'm moderate in that stance. I do believe that illegal documents have rights underneath our constitution. I think that they should have access to education, health benefits, financial aid, welfare, social security, Medicaid, and regardless of their legal status. But I do support that if they're going to come to our country, they must obey the law and this and that. But if you don't, like normally a conservative stance on immigration. But there's a lot more, but those are my main ones that makes me that gives me conservative views.
Of course, before you used to be a member of the Democratic Party. Why'd you leave?
I left because I felt like I can do more, and one of the big reasons why I've left is because I wanted to help the party. I felt basically bad for the party. I do have friends at the Republican Party when I was in the Democratic Party. I felt bad that their party was being denied and ignored and basically being excluded from MEC, and it's just fading
Kenneth, you
slowly
still there?
away.
You still there? Okay, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you start over? You cut out again.
Okay. Um, One of the big reasons I joined the Republican Party is the Republican Party was actually being excluded and fading away like badly, and I wanted to help, so me and a couple of my friends joined the Republican Party to help out. And as soon as we joined and announced that we're Republican members, I received the
Okay, if you're not cutting in and out, can you try to fix your your connection
Okay,
because
wait.
something's
Can you hear
happening.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, sorry, I was just using headphones. But as soon as I joined, I received a call from the leadership, and I was appointed as deputy chairman. And as soon as I was appointed deputy chairman, I immediately started working with the chairman, the vice chairman, and our new leadership. We actually changed our platform, got a better platform. We changed our views and beliefs to more moderate. Uh, we've we started recruiting members. We're doing programs at our party, and we're just slowly getting better, way better than it was before when it started to decline dramatically when the new progressives started coming into Meg. But compared to today to back then when it declined, we're actually doing way better. Members are slowly coming back in, and we're having hope and confidence that the Republican Party will start rising at a slow rate.
Okay, by the way, Jacob Tawny in the chat, can you please stop just spamming the word bad? It'd be very much appreciated. And for all those, if you like, you can please ask your questions for John Ossoff in the chat. It'd be very much appreciated. And do not spam the chat with the word bad. Thank you. So or Ditos or any word. Jacob Tunney, I see you there right now. Okay, so I'll say this. If you get elected, because you're running for the 7th House, what is your opinion on your opponent, Democratic opponent, Mr. Panda?
Well, before I knew Mr. Panda, when everyone in MEC, Republican Party and Democratic Party, and I'm not going to say no names, but it was quite a few people that were giving me backgrounds about Mr. Panda. They told me that he was a do nothing representative and he did absolutely nothing but voted. And sometimes he was inactive and not helping the district what's their necessary or their needs or try to help to meet their demands. So what I've heard, they called him a do nothing representative, and many and I'm starting to realize why they he got such a nickname. So I do believe that if he's running for and he is the Democratic nominee, we have to realize and think about what happens if that happened at his terms. We have to think about our district, which our district holds in major cities and huge like, millions of Americans, especially from states like in Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, which very has a lot of millions of immigrants that Americans there. My bad. Especially with Chicago. Chicago's a major destination point when you come to America. Another strong economy. We have Milwaukee. We have Detroit, which is another city in the capital of automobiles in the world. We have Cleveland. We have Indianapolis. We have all these major cities, and each state represents and does and provides the United States with something. And I believe that in with our district being important, we have to maintain it being important and keep on seeking for the possibilities to achieve better. um, I mean, I'm just gonna answer every question. No, I don't do drugs. That's bad. Yeah, no, that's a big no. Well, Jacob Tawney, from he's a great friend of mine. Well, at least I consider him a great friend of mine. He does have when it comes to a serious talk. and try to get things done. He's actually there trying to do his best. From what I've seen, he has been doing his best. He's running for re-election. That means he's truly committed to keep continue working. And if he thinks he's truly committed working, then why not? Why should he? Why shouldn't he run? I would love to work with him uh, if I get elected, and I think we can achieve more with him and I and other representatives, and we can work with our fellow senators to get the things done. So yes, I do believe that if I get elected, I will be more than happy to work with him. He's an amazing representative and representing his district, and yeah, he's just a great representative.
Okay, so people are saying you and Mr. Panda are the worst candidates for D7 are calling this a nightmare race because both of you will be horrible in House. And Harvey Long has actually put a campaign in for write-in. How do you feel? And in a current poll actually done by Harvey, he's winning by 44%. He's winning 44% to both you and Mr. Panda by 25%. Oh wait, that switched to 40%. But whatever. How do you feel about this? People making write-ins just so you guys don't win, and that people feel like you and him are incompetent.
Well, before we start talking about that, we have to realize, do you really think Harvey will be mature enough to actually take actions within people in Congress?
Yes, sorry. When
We
Harvey is mature enough, he does do actions.
Okay, yeah, I do seen it when I was in his community. He does, but I mean, he from Mac, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. People have been stating him that he was his home state is Washington, and then now he claims to run for District 7. I mean, I have no problem if he moves to either state in District 7. Then you know I have nothing to say about that because he moved to a state in District 7. But I mean, comparing to both Mr. Panda and Harvey, like we've we know the history of Mr. Panda. We know the history of Harvey, which I think he was. Correct me if I'm wrong. A former senator, and he probably got work done, bills passed, and stuff like that. I don't know too much about Harvey's past. All I know that he was a senator, but we can see my stance on my policies as I've been campaigning mostly every day of the week and be talking about my stance on education, on healthcare, on taxes and militaries and U.S. aid, foreign policy, job creation, economy, infrastructure, etc. And I believe that my stance on those policies and topics they actually fit for a better America, and I think that we need someone like me with my views in Congress to work with everyone, to work with both parties across the aisles, and to get the work done. Is not being partisan, and it's time to be bipartisan.
Okay, by the way, to be a writing candidate, you don't have to be living in this state because you're being written in, by the way, or in the district. Just
Yeah,
FYI.
I yeah.
But we have a question from Jacob Tani. He asks, vote for vote me for speaker or these Ditos. Oh god. Okay, Jacob, please ask actual questions.
Oh no.
Okay, would you vote for Jacob for speaker? I'll ask you this.
Would I vote for Jacob for speaker? It all depends on the who's on there. If Jacob seems to be the only qualified candidate and the best candidate, then I would vote for him for speaker. I believe he's shown true courage and confidence within our country and truly dedicated himself into Congress. So if I believe he is the best person to be House Speaker, then yes, I would vote for him for Speaker.
Okay, we're gonna go into more policy-based questions now. What is your opinion on Uber Care?
Well, I wasn't here at that time for Uber Care, but I don't know too much about Uber Care because due to I wasn't there at that time when John Uberfeld was president.
Okay, I can explain it to you if you want. Uber Care is a two-tier system. So one tier is for those who can't afford it, and they get healthcare for free and all that stuff. And the second tier is for people to pay extra for better and more healthcare.
Well, as of right now, as for just what I heard, I think Uber Care, uh, is great as of now. As long as it has gotten the 30 million Americans that don't have access to healthcare, then yes, we should keep it and we should fight for it if anyone tries to reform it or try to repeal it or something like that. But if someone tries to reform it in a way better way and a better solution and to get any leftover Americans who don't have access to healthcare, then I think we should think about the reform deeply and compare them both and see them how would they do in the long run. But as of right now, Ubercare is great. It has put millions of Americans back into the healthcare system. It has opened the doors for better and high quality healthcare for an affordable price. So I think Ubercare is good as of now.
Okay, we have a question from Jacob Tawny. He says, "What is the first bill you'd make as a rep?"
Wait, what?
We have a question from Jacob Tawny who asks, "It's a serious question this time. What is the first bill you would make as rep?"
Well, first bill, I think I would present a bill. I know this bill has many topics on them, and many bills have been passed. But I would pass a American Economic Revival Act. It's a bill that I have been working and reviewing and revising, been thinking and seeing how it would do to how would it push for in the long run. And the bill actually will create jobs. It would cut corporate taxes on businesses and corporate tax, and cut taxes for middle class families and poverty line families. Within the bill, we would encourage businesses to hire 15,000 new workers, and they would receive a tax recession. I believe by going through this plan, we would see a major drop in unemployment rate, putting more than 3 million Americans back to work, and dropping the unemployment rate. It will boost government spending, which that's a good thing, to fund additional programs or departments that needed, such as Health and Human Services, Department of Education, and other programs such as Medicaid, Medicare, of more specifically like food stamps, or it can go to our American infrastructure, which it really needs because we need to focus our on our home and our country more than the world. We need to focus on rebuilding our bridges, putting new bridges, our trains, our roads, our tunnels, and etc. That's what we have to do. And with additional surplus on spendings, I think from this bill, I think we could actually get more done.
Okay, we have another question from Jacob Tawny who asks, "What is your thoughts on his current bill that requires insurance companies to guarantee women at least 14, sorry, not 14, at least 48 hours in the hospital after childbirth?" I asked him for
Um,
the thing for any clarification if you want.
yeah, can you clarify it more? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jacob. So like, when I'm saying it says 48 hours, if he sends me it, So yeah, Jacob, can you send me the bill, or me or John, so we can read it a bit? But what to me it says 48 hours. What do you think of just the thing on plane? 48 hours. The insurance companies insuring 48 hours for a woman after childbirth in hospital. How on that part? And how does that work?
You were cutting badly. I'm sorry.
Sorry, do you support how he said it, like in his question?
I mean, I couldn't understand because you're still breaking up.
Okay, wait. He clarified it. He says, it gives women 48 hours to have a child instead of 24 hours to get better care and more time. So, do you support
Yes,
that
I
bill?
do believe that we should treat them with more care and we should give them more time. I do believe that is a good thing, and I would ensure that. Well, at least at my part. Um, yeah, I see it as a good thing, and I think we should, because it will be better for the mother and the child, and for stuff like that. Um, but yes, I do support that.
Okay, what he said afterwards is, instead of having 24 guaranteed hours in the hospital, you get 48. So you do support it. Okay. So I'll talk about healthcare. How do you feel about the healthcare system in the United States in general, since we're on that topic?
In like Mac wise or real life.
Mac, of course.
Okay. Well, I think the healthcare is, like I've said, it's going great. It's has put in millions of Americans, which is approximately 30 million Americans who don't have access to healthcare, and it just provides to the wealthy. Uber care, Ubi care, um, was actually good. It actually gotten millions of Americans into the system, and like I've said, it has gotten them into a higher and more quality healthcare and affordable as well. So yes, I do believe that it's going great as of right now, and I do support it still, and I will continue as long as it supports the people um, that need it and that have healthcare. So yes, I do believe that the current healthcare system is going great.
Okay, we're gonna switch to another topic because, of course, you're a Puerto Rican. You're a Puerto Rican American. What is your stance on making Puerto Rico a state,
Well,
or other U.S. territories, or a matter of fact, but Puerto Rico in general, or
okay,
like that in general?
okay. Yes. This topic I've been getting a lot about that. Would I support amending Puerto Rico into the United States as the 51st state? Well, this is not actually up to me. It's actually up to the people in Puerto Rico if they want to be amended as the 51st state. As we seen back then, it had low approval ratings for it. Well, Puerto Ricans voted on it, and it was extremely low. But another one has came in, and it jumped, it increased, and we've seen a lot of Puerto Ricans want to become a 51st state of the United States. Well, if it came to the choice of Congress to officially amend Puerto Rico as the 51st state into the United States, I would support it. We will have it's about time that if the United States Constitution grants to Puerto Ricans U.S. citizenship, I do believe that they have a voice to vote for their president, and etc., and to vote for who they truly believe fits their future. I would support the fact that if Puerto Rico decides to become a 51st state, I would support it. We will see massive increase on government spendings and surpluses due to more income tax coming in, so we can spend on necessary departments, bills, programs, etc. But yes, I do believe that I would support a stance to make Puerto Rico the 51st state if
By the
that's what
way,
they want.
sorry. By the way, all the U.S. territories are granted congressional representation. It was signed by Tom and passed in to the closest district.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, if they have the rights to be, well, if the Constitution grants them the right to be permanent U.S. citizen, then I think that they
No,
should.
but no, but they got no, but it was signed and passed by both House and Congress, so they have congressional representation in the U.S. now to vote for president and everything.
Yes, but the what I'm saying is that also they can't vote for the president.
Yeah, they can now they can because of the act they just did. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm gonna have
But
to search that up, but okay.
yeah, okay, but okay, I'm gonna just want I want to pick your head. Um, of course, you are a Republican, and most Republicans want to reduce. Sorry, yeah, of course you're a Republican, and Republicans usually have a the very same stance on taxes. What are your what's your plans for taxes if elected?
Well, I even though I was um in the Democratic Party, I still support for lowering taxes. And now since I'm in the Republican Party, I still support lowering taxes for middle class and poverty line families, obviously, and the working class. And I will also support cutting taxes for businesses and corporations. If we cut taxes on businesses and corporations, we actually see a increase of job expansions or more money going into the middle class or the working classes paycheck. We will see more people if they do proceed to expand. We will see more people entering the workforce, and that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get people off government benefits to work and putting them back to work. And I that's my stance. Lowering taxes, try to create more jobs for the people that don't have access to jobs, and lower the unemployment rate.
And by the way, on the congressional thing, you're right. They only can vote on Congress. They can't not president. So you're right on that fact. So and so yeah. How do you feel? Would you try in Meth? There's no income tax. Would you try to restore it?
um well, this one's a pretty big topic, income tax.
Would you try to restore it
Now,
in Meth?
wait, what? You were cutting off.
Because I said because there's no income tax in Mech. It was abolished by President Uberfeld. Would you try to restore it?
Uh, that's a very interesting question. As of right now, I would say no.
Yeah. Sorry, you're cutting out. Can you restart?
What?
You're cutting out. Can you restart?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I've said no, I wouldn't support it as of right now. I wouldn't support that.
No, sorry, you wouldn't support bringing it back.
No,
Okay, just clarifying. Okay, do you have anything else to add to that?
no.
Okay, are there any taxes, staying on topic of taxes, are there any taxes you'd try to implement? Be it like another carbon tax
Uh,
or environmental tax or any tax you could think of?
I would actually I would have to say no. I would not put additional taxes like carbon tax or other etc. Uh, why don't I support it? Because it would cost businesses, and eventually, we have to remember the wealthy class will, yes, they may be wealthy, but they're not always gonna have infinite amount of money. We have to understand that because of them, we have a strong economy. We have jobs and businesses for every American. Well, at least almost every American. Um, so yes, about what I put more taxes such as carbon tax and etc. No, it would cost some of the jobs. It will cost some people to be laid off or fired. So I would, yeah, I would not support another to add additional taxes.
Okay, so we're gonna go now to education. What are your plans for education if you're elected?
Well, if I'm elected, well, education is a world's vulnerable an amazing mission for all children. America was in the top 10 of the best educational opportunities for all Americans and immigrants coming into America. What we have seen is that with past administrations, they have been defunding the program or the department, better say. By doing this, America has fallen back by double digits and losing thousands of educational interest within middle school and high school year. This is a massive shocker in my stance. Putting America, it actually put America nearly the 20s and the 30s place around the world's best education. This dramatic change has caused nearly around 20,000 children to drop out at their freshman year at a rate. This is very disappointing on a previous administrations and lacking on these children's futures to achieve their future opportunities. When I'm in Congress, I would push for an increase on funds to the Department of Education, getting high quality teachers, better pay for the teachers, getting new textbooks and supplies for our students with the right tools and the school necessities to achieve themselves. So I would support for better education, better funding, better and high quality qualified teachers to teach the students, because we have to remember that we're teaching the children's so they know how to manage the future, because they're our future. They sooner or later they will have a say. How would this country run? How would this be taken? How would this? How can we find a solution for this issue or crisis or problem? And I think by doing so, they deserve a high quality education.
Okay, so so you'd increase budget on it?
Correct.
Okay, would you try to I know a lot of people in Mech especially try to say they'd try to bring in like the Finnish style of school. Would you try to do that as well? Finland is also the number one for those who don't know, the number one school system in the world.
If they believe, if if I'm elected, if my fellow congressional members and my peers and friends, if they believe that it's actually a great idea and it should be here, then I would support it. But if they think it's bad and it's useless, then I wouldn't support it. But as you said, that many people are looking forward towards it, then yes, I would support it.
Okay, let's move into defense. What is your stance on defense?
Well, as you see, as America is the largest provider in military around the world, and we are the highest paying country to spend so much money on our military. Um, our military is the most advanced military in the world. We have nearly 2 million people in our military. We have the latest models and technologies for our military, putting us at the top. I do believe having a steady military budget will be great for our country, for the size of our country, and um, for the amount of our population. And since America is basically the world's police officer, um, and we need to support our allies when it comes to a threat to them and their national security. I do believe America, if there are allies, I think we should to be there to support them and protect them. And if military force or action is necessary, then I think we need to do whatever is needed to and do whatever is necessary to make sure everything goes okay. But for the military, I think around 600 billion is an accurate amount of for our country and for our bases, nearly 800 bases around the world. So yes, I do believe that having a good amount and a good military budget would just do the right thing.
So, are you for or against lowering the military budget? In Mecca, I think it's been lowered by 15 or 20%. But would you be for even lowering it again to spend on other areas?
Well, due to the massive cut by 15%, which is a huge chunk out of
Not
the
50, not 50. It's 15 or 20. Jacob,
yes,
Tony,
I
and
know.
Chat, if you could tell me the exact amount, that actually be well good to know.
Well, yes. If you said wait, you said 15%, correct?
15, yes.
Yes. Okay. I still do believe that 15% is a chunk of money being taken out and be used. If well, I did support the first defund to fund other programs that are necessary and programs that are in or departments that are in desperate of need of more funding. But would I support another defund from the military? No, I would not. We need to keep a steady military budget to pay off the expensive and to have additional spendings for more equipment, for more testings, for future projects, and to invest more on creating our jets and missiles, improving, finding more better and more advanced technology for our military. So I will, with that being said, I will not support another defund from our military.
Okay, let's move to border security. A lot of people say you're for. I know it came up in when you were running for Senate. Are you for or against the wall?
Oh well, this question is got very popular among a my opponents who clearly misunderstood. Um, a wall as of right now is completely unnecessary. We have to focus on building more of our infrastructure, our roads, our education, our health, our government, our basically we have to focus more on things that are more important, such as paying off some debt and closing in loopholes and fixing our country's infrastructure. Um, a wall is, like I said, completely unnecessary. But if we do receive like threats or terrorist attacks or plannings or anything that harms American lives, interests, communities, or put anything that will harm any Americans, I would go for another bill to strengthen our border security. Even though a bill has been passed, known by Sam Martinez, and a couple of other senators or and representatives. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But they did put more fundings for the our borders at the southern. to increase surveillance, to add more, to hire more people to work on the southern borders to watch, and I think that's a great start. I don't believe having a wall immediately will do the job. Um, would I support a wall if we had the fundings? No, because I'd rather fund the money to other departments, which education is one of my big campaign. One of the big reasons why I campaign for better education. Healthcare is another one. Government benefits is another one. Infrastructure is another one, and etc.
Okay, so you're just for securing our borders more?
Um. Well, the bill has been passed for more security for our
So
borders.
you just for some more security, right? It's just
As of right now, no, because there has been a bill that has been passed for
no, but I mean
more
like,
security.
but I mean from real life. You mean just more security, like how it is now in Mac.
Yeah, I would say yes to that.
Okay, we have a question from Jacob Tawny. It's kind of a weird one, but he asked, Would you be in support of a wall that had solar panels, and so that it provides electricity for much of the southern areas of the United States?
I mean, uh, we have plenty of areas to put our solar panels to get electricity from the sun, and I think putting solar panels on top of a wall is just completely unnecessary, and I don't believe a wall would be up um on our southern border. So no, we have plenty of room in America to put solar panels to collect energy from the sun to have clean energy. So no.
Okay, this kind of more question, Jacob. Is this a bill you're trying to get signed? Because I don't know if it will, but whatever. Also, okay, so with that, actually, since that went to like energy, what do you think on on energy?
On energy, well,
I
we
know it doesn't get talked about much in Mac, but just wondering.
okay. Well, I will say I'm in between that issue with our companies such as coal, gas, oil, and our clean energy, solar, wind, solar panel. Um, if we do go green, it would actually save uh, global warming from or and carbon emissions from entering our atmosphere. And I do believe going green will be a good option. But if we do go green, then it would a lot of people that are in those in that workforce, such as oil, coal, and gas, it would cost them their job. But if we do go with the oil, gas, and coal, then it would maintain a steady job or create more jobs, but it will harm our planet with more carbon emissions and polluting more. So it um but at this issue I would support for more green. So I would go with a cleaner energy and to save our planet for our children's.
Okay, so you're for green energy. Okay, that's what is your opinion on the what's would you keep energy prices the same or change them?
I would actually try to make it at least more affordable for everyone to have basically. I think having cleaner energy should be used or should be more affordable. But such as oil, gas, and coal, it all really depends on them on that. But if we do go green, then I would support a more affordable for everyone to have. I do think that everyone should have access to a cleaner, more safer energy for their homes and their families and the air that we all breathe every second. But yes, I do believe that we should make it more accessible for everyone.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a more recent thing. There's been the West Virginia coal crisis. What is your opinion on that and how it's been solved?
Well, the West Virginia coal crisis. My opinion to that is, well, all I have to say is that it does cost that industry a lot. It could cost major uh, job loss and currently collapsing and creating a new financial crisis in Virginia. And I am for a cleaner and also for more jobs. And I believe that that we should do everything we can to make sure they have jobs for the people that probably got laid off or fired or like they lost their job or something. But I will try to work with Congress to pass or to draft a bill that would help West Virginia in that crisis.
Okay, let's see. I'm just trying to think of any other last questions we have. Okay, one last question. Anybody in the chat, if you have a last question for him, please type it in quickly right now. Um, Jacob, I'm basically asking you if you want to ask questions. I think you're the only one in here, so whatever. But John, how do you feel about how do you feel going to the election right now? Do you feel very confident? And how do you feel currently about your
Well,
chances?
as of right now, I'm okay. I'm fine. Everything's great as of now. But uh, like everyone should in their general elections, we should have confidence and courage and faith that if you know you're gonna win and you know you fought for something very hard day and night, then have confidence and have a positive thought on this election. But if I don't win, um, well, all I can do is support my representative. Um, I would support, continue to focus more on my party and the members within my party, and help them understand and learn the basics of mech and how to run, how to manage a campaign, how to uh, fight and continue fighting for what you believe is right. And but if I do win, then I am a representative for everyone in District 7. I do believe that a more transparent government will be just right for everyone. Um, I will look forward for weekly town halls. If people have any issues on stance or on policies, they can message me and we can discuss and we can try to look for a better plan and a better solution for them. But like I said, we gotta have confidence and we have to have a positive and thought on this election. But if the outcomes don't come as I've expected, then, like I've said, I would continue to work even more within my party and help the people within my party. But if I do win, then, like I said, I will be more transparent. I will work at day and night to present bills that benefit the American people, that benefit our country, and to benefit basically the countries around the world and our allies. So yes, we just got to keep that in mind and have confidence.
Okay, final question. Would you consider rejoining the Democratic Party in the future?
Uh, my question to that would be no. I do not look forward switching parties as of right now. And as of later, and it looks like I won't be switching to any parties. I will stay with the Republican Party. I believe that I've done a great job working with leadership and changing and transforming a better platform that fits for everyone. Welcoming and greeting people that are new and some that are not new, some that rejoined back to the MAC GOP. But I have come a long way to be in the GOP leadership, and I don't think I would ever join back to the Democratic Party. I would just stick with the GOP.
Okay, do you have a closing statement?
Well, my closing statement is that tomorrow is an election that would District 7 is ready to move. Um, if you believe in a better tomorrow, in a better economy, a better education, better jobs, more jobs, better pay, better healthcare, better and more efficient American infrastructure, and a better dream for District 7, then we must continue to move forward and seek the possibilities to be even more successful in our district. In our district, we have major cities, major economic support to the United States, and uh, all of the states within our district provides the United States at an accurate and more effective rate. We provide with water, economic, dairy, farming, infrastructure, jobs, homes, etc. And if you believe that you want a better district and a moving forward district, then you're join me on this election to make it better for all of our country.
Okay, and with that, I'd like to thank you, John. Deputy GOP Deputy Chairman, right?
Correct.
Okay, so GOP, sorry, Republican Party Deputy. This has been D7 nominee for the Republican Party Deputy Chairman John Ossoff. Thank you, John, for joining me.
No, thank you.
Okay, I've been Cam Managers with John Ossoff, and this has been the Daily Leaf News, the newest and best news in Mac